What's up guys, Patrick here, New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel, hanging out in Trenton, New Jersey at Ready.Set.Van. Today, Ben Fraser is back on the channel. He's gonna give us a tour on his newest camper van creation, the King Highline. So join us for the tour.
Hey Patrick, thanks for coming back. I'm Ben Fraser, I'm the founder of Ready.Set.Van. We're an outfit company here in Trenton, New Jersey. Been doing this a few years. And behind me I have our newest layout. So it's called a King Highline. It's a version of the Highline that we built for a little while, called a King Highline because it has a king size bed in the back, which is pretty sweet. So I'm gonna give you a whole tour, but first I'm gonna just kind of highlight some of the options that the customer went with. We got some lights up here. We do a lighting package, a light bar, scene lights, rigid scene lights around the side, and then some lights on the back. That all ties into a switch panel. There's also an app for it, so it's nice if you're in bed, you can just pop that on. If you hear some noises outside. Got a Fiamma awning up here as well. This is a manual crank. And we got some running boards here. We can do like just a short set or we do a full set. He decided to do a full set. And right here we have some method wheels with some KO2 tires on them. He's also got an upgraded suspension package on here. It's lifted in the front to level out the Promaster, and then some other components as well. And he also opted for a bull bar in the front, so we slapped that on there. So right here we have our kitchen unit on the outside. We made this beautiful table. This is an acrylic hardwood composite table. Making this table is a whole project unto itself. A big effort was made to integrate these stainless steel ball bearing hinges here. So they're not the piano hinges that you would normally use that fall out over time. Right in here we have a magnet knife block, so you can just slap your knives up there if you're doing some work out here. The magnets in that knife block also work with the magnets in this table to keep it closed when you're driving. And then also right here we've got this built-in light. So this is a 3D printed lamp that we made, and our goal with this lamp was to make a lamp that would give direct task lighting right here, so if you're doing something, but also then create indirect light for people who are hanging out by the campfire, not getting annoyed by your light. So, and then when you're done with this, it just goes up, stays against with the magnets. Same thing, we have a countertop extension here, and we have a heavy duty drawer slide. These are, I don't know, I think they're 300-pound drawer slides. Makes it like an incredibly solid platform. And then the same thing, we have these same stainless steel ball bearing hinges here. So they have no slop in them, they'll last forever. So our flooring in here, we have polyiso insulation underneath. And on top we have, this is a lawn seal floor. It's one big sheet of vinyl that is epoxied to the subfloor. On the outside here, we have a roll-up screen. These are custom made for us. They are amazing. They're expensive, but they're amazing. It's the best screen product we've ever seen. Of course, both seats swivel around. These are aftermarket swivels. We have a little step up here to kind of level out the seating area, and underneath is a little pop-out drawer, which is very nice. And we got another couple drawers right here, and another one right here, and underneath we have our Robusto heater unit. So that's mounted underneath in the back there, and then we also have some internet options back there. So this client decided to go with a 5G router setup. It's pretty fantastic. Over here we have our dinette table. This is mounted on a welded steel frame, so this thing is rock solid. It's not gonna go anywhere. And so we have more butcher block to match the kitchen finish. And outside here we have our turn window. The turn windows are amazing. The awning out, which is great for hanging out here when it's raining. You don't really have to worry about water coming in, and of course it has a screen and a blackout function as well. So that's a great product. Right here we have a switch for our light over the dinette. That's nice, it dims. All the lights dim in here. And up top we've got a couple overhead captains. So we got one right here and another one right here. And this one has a microwave in it. So that's an option for our clients. More and more people we find want to have a microwave on board. And up top and on the walls, it's all 1/2-inch lightweight plywood. So we use a very specific plywood product that we get from Indonesia. It's a special lightweight ply, and it saves 400 or 500 pounds over the course of a build. And over here on the galley kitchen, we have our recess mounted sink. It's a 15-inch Rivati sink with a cutting board. That cutting board you probably might not notice, but it's actually grain matched all the way through. So the pattern of this flows right through. This was all originally one big piece of countertop material that we cut on our CNC. The Rivati sink is fantastic. It's deep. It's just great. It's a great sink. Underneath the sink, we have a spot for a trash can. Also a spot where you can put your sponges and stuff, and then also room for a paper towel dispenser. This is my favorite thing of the whole kitchen. I absolutely love this pantry. It's great. It's got room on top to put your utensils and stuff, but then room for dry storage, whatever else you got in mind there. We've got an 80-liter fridge here, which is super. It's got a real freezer in there and everything. It's works great. Big fan of that fridge. And of course we also have an induction stove here. So again, set flush mounted here. Lovely. The induction stove works great off of the battery bank. And on the wall behind the induction we've got 4 different zones of lighting here. Everything's on dimmers. Inverter switch here for the Victron Multiplus inverter, and our Robusto control unit for controlling the temperature of your heater. A couple of spots here where you can put some knickknacks. Down to my right here, we've got 3 really big drawers here. This is an option. It's not standard. Usually we'll have a pass-through access here to the garage, but this client opted to go with the really big drawers, which, you know, it's kind of a personal choice. It's like, do you want your garage storage to be accessed as garage storage, or do you want to be able to, you know, have interior storage like this? And then we have this wacky ramp, which was a special request by our client. Basically, he wanted a giant ramp that went under the bed. We'll go down to the floor so his dog can make his way up the ramp and hop up into bed anytime they want, which is pretty sweet. We're going to put carpeting on this ramp to give him more traction, and I'm excited to see how that works out. I think it's going to be great. And then he can put it away when he's done. And behind me we have our shower enclosure. So something that's kind of signature to Ready.Set.Van is this molded acrylic interior that we do. We absolutely love it because it's just really clean, has a very modern feel. It feels very much like you're in a glass surrounded shower that you might have in your home. It's also nice because it takes suction cups and things like that very well, so you can really kind of customize it to, you know, whatever kind of things you want to have in there. Down on the floor we've got our stainless steel shower pan. These are fabricated for us. They're really fantastic quality. And on top we have a bamboo shower mat for your feet. So you're standing on something nice. It's nice to put your feet on. And a Trillino toilet. It's a urine separating toilet. Works great. Nice and simple. And then we have our shower mixture controls right here, and our shower head up here. And we have a retractable shower door, the Nautilus door, which is a great door. And right above me, we've got our Hofton air conditioning unit. It's awesome, has remote control, puts out tons of cold, and does everything you want. We've been very, very happy with these. And behind me, of course, we have a Max Fan. It's Max Fan Deluxe, so it has a remote control, which, because this has a giant bed, you're definitely gonna want the remote control. And so the giant bed is the major feature of this new model. So it is I believe it is a 72 by 75 RV short king bed. It's huge. It's kind of more of a square, so you can actually you can sleep either way with it, which is great. So you can sleep this way. We have a lot of clients who don't want to have to climb over each other in the night to go to the bathroom, and they prefer to sleep that way. So this works really well for them as well, and there's just lots of room to spread out. He went with a custom Sombrella fabric here. We have lots of choices for that. I think it came out really great. And up above we've got a custom unit here. So normally we don't do an overhead on this side, but he wanted something small, put little knickknacks and things like that, and I think it came out great. And of course over here we've got 3 overhead doors, overhead compartments. So you get quite a lot of stuff in there. These are great for all your clothes and things like that. And now I'm going to take you around back, show you the garage. One thing I forgot to mention before, we put this water heater switch up here, so you can turn on the water heater easily while you're driving, which is nice because if your batteries are all topped up, you can kind of charge you can heat your water tank off the engine basically with the excess energy. So that's why we like to put it there. And I'll show you in the back here. We got a couple, these are motion windows that we install in the back doors. They're nice. They open up a little bit for ventilation, which is great. You know, the factory windows that you can get with Ram don't ventilate, so that's a nice upgrade. And here we have the garage. So I mentioned before, you know, you saw the dog ramp. This is the box out for the dog ramp. So normally this wouldn't be here. This unit here is the back of the drawer unit. Again, that's an option. So for people who choose to go with a pass-through, there's just a door there and they would get access straight back in here. On this side, we have our plumbing tank. There's a sight glass right there, so if you need to see how much is in the tank, it is a 30-gallon tank, and there is a 4-gallon hot water heater that's right here. All the serviceability and everything is accessed through this door, and that little door back there is just like a little random leftover space that we didn't know what to do with, so we made it in a little storage. So, and then over here, you know, there's a shower head that clips on here, a little quick disconnect, and another shower mixer right here. And then up here, this is where we do our water fill. So unlike the setup with like a gravity fill, where if you put the hose in there and you forget about the gravity fill, water starts spraying everywhere. It's kind of a disaster, and it happens to literally everybody, even us still. So we basically have this connector. You put it on the end of your hose. You click it on there. You fill up your tank, and you can just forget about it. Like, you can just leave. You go get coffee. It doesn't matter. It'll fill your tank all the way to the top. When it gets to the top, it'll overflow out your vent tube, and actually the vent tube is plumbed down under the van. And so when you hear water splashing under your van, you're done. Just disconnect it, and that's all there is to it, which is nice. Over on this side, we've got our electrical cabinet. So it's all Victron components on board. We got our 3,000 watt inverter charger there. We've got our Victron DC-DC chargers, solar charger, all that in there. Our breakers and stuff are in there, and all of that system runs off of our 840 amp hour battery bank. We've got 350 watts of solar on the roof, and of course I think I mentioned our inverter is a 3,000 watt inverter, so it's more than capable of doing just about anything you're going to do in this van, which is the goal. Over here we've got a disconnect switch, so if you're going to not be using the van for a month or two, just flick that, shuts everything off. It's great. We also always put a 12 volt cigarette lighter in the back of all of our vans. I personally have a bunch of inflatables that I use during the summer at the beach and stuff, stand-up paddleboard and things. It's just nice. It's really convenient having a quick place to plug in a pump or things like that. So we build all our vans with serviceability in mind, so you know, whether you're going to take it into a place or whether you need to check on something yourself, every single spot in the van has a place. If you need to check any connections or check anything, it's real easy. Winterizing the van, we use these electric ball valves throughout the van, anywhere there's a low spot in the plumbing system. So all you have to do is flip that one switch right there, and literally all your water is going to dump out of the van, and that's it. You're done. You're winterized, which is really nice. Let me show you around the side. So down the side here we have our 30 amp short connection. You know, we actually have this set up really to only run at about 12 or 15 amps, so you can use any extension cord. You don't need any special cords, but this connection will last forever, and that's why we use the bigger port. We've got an Orion roof rack up top and the Orion side ladder right here. This customer saw a previous video that we had where we experimented with doing a polycarbonate roof deck, where we take ½ inch of polycarbonate and mount it over our solar panels so that our solar panels continue to function, but we have this incredibly stable platform on top. Polycarbonate is incredibly strong, and it works really fantastically. We also fabricated a couple small decking panels up there too. And last thing, we've got, this is where we get our gray dumps out, and that's connected to another couple electric ball valves. So you want to dump your gray water, you flip a switch, and it just happens. So it's great.
Ben, thank you very much for taking the time today to give us a tour of this awesome creation. I think we covered a Highline once before, but now this is the King Highline. Not only is the bed larger, I like the flexibility to be able to sleep north, south, or east or west. And I like some of the upgrades this customer did. So just so I can run through some of the specs here, the standard battery that comes with this is 300 amp hour?
It's usually 300 amp hour, that's correct.
So he upgraded that. What other upgrades, if you just want to highlight some other things?
Well, a lot of the exterior stuff are upgrades. They're not in there by default. Some of the custom cabinetry, we did the custom cabinet up there and these two cabinets here. So those are upgrades certainly by default. And you know, a lot of the other things are pretty much standard or minor upgrades. One of the things that actually I want to point out about the King bed aspect is you also get a king size garage, which is huge. So if you didn't have these two cabinets in here, which is how we would normally do it, it is huge. It's absolutely massive. And for some people, that means the world to them. I know I've filled my garage already with lots of stuff.
Well, I appreciate the opportunity to get a tour of this van before the customer picks it up this week. I'll make sure I link in the description how our viewers can get in touch with you and pricing for this van. Well, this is Patrick with New Jersey's Outdoor Adventures YouTube channel. Here in Trenton, New Jersey, Ready.Set.Van. They're rocking and rolling. The shop is full of vans. The whole yard's full of vans. You guys are doing great things out here. I'll see you soon.
Thanks, Patrick.